Happy 2025, everybody. It's a windy day here in Northern Illinois. I'm just back from the SHOT Show. New for 2025 is the Weatherby Element 2. I've never shot it before, so we're going to start off with what everybody would start with a 20 gauge. This is a 20 gauge, 28-inch barrel. They're Upland model with walnut. Actually, pretty good looking stick of walnut. These are Federal Top guns, 7/8 of an ounce, 12-10 feet per second. We'll see if the gun cycles. It does load easily. They spent a little time with, well, Weatherby says competition cutout, but very, very easy loading while they glide right in. So nice job there. The crossbolt safety is slightly larger than the original Element that I tested almost 10 years ago, about 9.5 years ago. Bigger controls. Let's see if it works for starters. Not a problem. And those are the first shots right out of the box. No breaking in, no nothing. So, looks good with light loads. What's different? Well, the original Element for the last 9.5 years has had the short, stubby, standard invector chokes, also known as wind chokes. And now we have Cryo Plus style chokes. It is windy out here. I don't want shims blowing all over the place, but you get 3 chokes. You get 3 Cryo Plus chokes, like so, and also the shims for cast and drop. Let's go back to the gun. So we have our 20 gauge Cryo Plus chokes. The front bead is green for whatever reason. Actually, I prefer a brass bead, but I like the green better than red for whatever reason. Seems to come up nice. No problem there. Crossbolt safety is, I would say, slightly larger than what I remember in the original. That's what I complained about, was the dinky crossbolt safety. And the original also had a heavy trigger. So how about a trigger gauge? Happen to have a lineman here. We'll calibrate it and see what we get. £4.5 pounds. 4 pounds, 8.5 ounces. We'll see if that's repeatable. Most of them bounce around a little bit. Well, 4 pounds, 10 ounces. So, surprisingly, for a Turkish shotgun made by Atta, under a 5-pound trigger. And that is excellent because most Brownings, any number of brands, you get 6-pound triggers or higher, 6, 7, 8-pound triggers. So, we're looking good so far. Probably the best advancement to this inertia gun is the castellated nut. So you have a toolless mainspring removal, and that's great. Rather than getting a smoke wrench and getting rid of Loctite, it's a real pain. It's been a pain on Benellis. In fact, I have a gunsmith do it because I don't like taking torches to gun parts. Certainly not mainspring tubes. It's one of those things that as soon as I saw it, like, why didn't I think of that? So that is great because inertia guns operate primarily with 2 springs. Your inertia spring in the bolt and the mainspring. And a mainspring tube is often ignored. Crud builds up in there, and now you can replace the spring, or at least remove the spring and clean out the tube in seconds, because you do get crud growing back there. So I think that's fantastic. If I didn't mention the weight, it's 6 pounds, 7 ounces. And the balance is very good. That's right on the money, and this is a 28-inch barrel. That's all they have at the moment. I would probably go for a 26. I prefer a 26-inch barrel than a 20 gauge semi-auto. But so far, nice. Now it's kind of windy. I should set up a target and test point of aim, because there's a lot of very, very unhappy Benelli owners and other brands, but Benelli's the biggest offender with guns that don't shoot straight, which is absolutely ridiculous. And no, Benelli will not correct it. They'll tell you to change shims, and shims have nothing to do with how a gun shoots. That's just to make the gun fit you. But if you're going straight down the pipe, it ought to go where you point it. And if it doesn't, certainly for turkey hunting, shooting off the bead, it's a disaster. So I think I'll do that anyway. Even though it's windy, not the best day for it, I'll set up a shoot and see at short range and see if we can get an idea of where this shotgun prints. Alright, the laser rangefinder calls this 32 yards. So, crosswind about 25 miles an hour, gusty, not good if the target's print to the left, to be expected. Hopefully they won't shoot a mile high or low. So let's give it a go. This will be 3 shots, just with top guns, number 7.5, 7/8 ounce. Well, you can see the wind, and you can see the pattern is definitely being blown to the left, but it looks pretty darn close to 50-50. So I'm happy about that. So as you can probably tell, I'm impressed. I think Weatherby did a great job here. They have a larger magazine cap with a 12 and 20 gauge. It will readily accept magazine extensions if you want them for fun, or maybe for snow geese. I normally try to find things to complain about, and there really isn't much here. It's actually a pretty good looking gun. I don't know if you can see it in the sun here, but it's got a two-tone look to it. It is a one-piece receiver, but it's got a two-tone finish, which is very nice. Walnut, very attractive. Forearm and the buttstock match, so I like that. This is black chrome, as you would expect from a gun made to Weatherby's specs by Atta in Turkey, huge company. So, my only gripe, I have one, and it's really not much of a gripe, but the concave recoil pad. They do this. If they had a nice flat pad, it would be easy to replace with your favorite pad. In my case, Pachmeyer SC100 Sporting Clays pad. I love that pad for hunting and for all-around use. So with this concave section, it doesn't make it easy. Sure, you can come up with a curved to flat spacer, but if they had just a conventional flat end of the buttstock, I would like it better. So that's the only gripe that I can come up with. So I like the balance, I like the loading. Cycling is no problem. The castellated nut in the mainspring is great. full boat sticker price, which guns don't sell for, according to Weatherby's website, is $799. So you're probably looking at $6.5, $675. I don't know. See what they go for once they are out there, which is anytime soon, because obviously it's not a vaporware gun; it's shipping. So yeah, if you're looking to outfit your family, if you're looking for a backup gun, this is good enough to be a primary gun, really. Why would you want to spend more for a hunting gun than $675? Certainly for a Turkish gun. I don't think you would. Anything above the $675, $700 price point is too much, primarily because this Weatherby is just too good. There's nothing to complain about, except for my little niggle with the pad. So, just to see how it handles heavier loads, let me shoot some 3-inch ounce and a quarter loads and see if it kicks me around. These are my typical pheasant hunting loads around here. Winchester XX buffered, ounce and a quarter, 1185 with 3-inch loads. A winner for many, many years, including last year. So let's see what the recoil's like with heavy loads. Obviously there's nothing going on with target loads. Yeah, easy loading with the 3-inch shells as well. No rattling of the bolt. I've had a lot of inertia guns where the bolt just rattles. You walk and it's tink, 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 which is the precursor to the Benelli click. But so far so good. Let's see how it works. I'm just shooting at dirt. More fun when you're pheasant hunting. Not a problem, really. Obviously, when a pheasant gets up, you don't feel recoil as opposed to shooting at dirt. But you can see the ejection is, of course, excellent. Great job by Weatherby. They're going to sell a ton of these. I believe the warranty is 5 years. They bumped up the warranty to 5 years. And as far as Turkish guns, Weatherby has, within the element, probably the best track record, because it's been almost 10 years of continuous sales and support by Weatherby. So it's been around for a long time, a lot longer than other brand name shotguns, and I like it. There's just nothing not to like. Under 6.5 pounds, reliable with everything right out of the box. And if you have some Trulock Cryo Plus choke tubes, you want specialty tubes for turkey huntings, like tungsten super shot, etc., etc. Very easy to find. Maybe you already have them, because Cryo Plus is quickly becoming a standard. So that's it for the first look. I'll be shooting it again. I want to do some more patterning, but this wind doesn't get me the exactitude that I'm looking for. But I was anxious to shoot this gun, and I'm glad I did. Like I said, it's a good looking gun, and in $25, great deal. Goes together easy, comes apart easy. A little bigger controls. That seems to be trendy. You don't need that so much in an Upland gun. The safety is still not huge, but it's better than the sharp diamond that it was before. And when it comes to the bigger bolts, which are for pheasants and doves, not a big deal. More important for waterfowl, of course. But anyway, This is the Weatherby Element 2 Upland 20 gauge. For more info, just check it out at Weatherby, at weatherby.com. Nice job, Weatherby.